So, welcome everybody. My name is HENIL MISTRY, and today we'll be looking at the net configuration in Cisco Packet Tracer. So, as you all might be, you can say, wondering about that how net works, and you might also know the theory part of the net. So, we'll be looking at the first of all the static net configuration. So, let us just first understand the topology over here. That is, I have built on the Cisco Packet Tracer. So the scenario is here it is a server, like say for a Gmail server or some kind of outside the service, and here this there is a one router which is separating the outside the net and inside the net, meaning the portion left side on the server, which is that I have considered as the inside of the net, and the part which is right side on the this router is I have considered as a outside of the net. So first of all, I have considered the static net configuration that translates the 10.0.0.2 to 10.0.0.1, meaning as you might be knowing about the port and IP address pair, which is mapped to global, or you can say a public pair of the port and the IP address. So here, the interface of this router 10.0.0.1 is you can say public address, and this will be private address. So this private address, which meaning 10.0.0.2, will be communicating with the 54.0.0.2. But now the game is we have to somehow translate 10.0.0.2 to 10.0.0.1 to actually mimic the scenario of the setting routine. So I have considered the static net. I will be demonstrating the static net over here. So I have just configured over here. So let's first observe the packets and look at from that. So first of all, let us just go in the simulation mode. So as you can see, I am taking the packet over here, and I am making the request from 10.2 to 54.2. And now if we initially observe the packet, as you can see, outbound is source IP is 10.2 and the destination IP is 54.2. So now let us just frame out this. And if we now generate another packet, so as I have configured the static, so the packet going from 10.3 to 54.2 will not be, you can say, will not be netted. So now let me observe the packet over here. So as you can see, the inbound is 10.2 and the outbound is 54.2, which means source IP is 10.2 and destination is 54.2. And the outbound is, you can say, the translation happens over here. The 10.2 gets translated into 10.1 and the destination remains same. So let me just, and as the static net is configured, so port the request from 10.3 will not get translated. So let us observe that also. So the source IP is 10.3 and the destination is 54.2. But if we look at the outbound, so it is still remains the same, right? And this packet is reply of the 10.2. So let us just observe over here into it. So the inbound is, you can say, source is 54.2 and destination is 10.1. And then now the translation happen and the outbound is 54.2 and the destination is 10.2. So this is a static net configuration. So now let us just demonstrate that how I have configured the static net. So what we will be doing, so we will be translating, we will be making static translation of 11.2 with 11.1. So what we need to do over here, so we have to somehow tell the router that make this fast Ethernet port consider into inside the net, and this port Ethernet consider as a outside of the net. So the first step after the configuration of this port is we need to go in the user execution mode. And now we can go in the configuration mode. Now from the configuration mode, what we can do is we can go to interface. Like what is the interface that we have seen? The interface is fast Ethernet 0/1. So we are going into configuration of interface fast Ethernet 0/1. And now what we need to tell is we just need to tell this consider this port into inside of the net. So the command for doing so IP net inside. Yes, that is just we have to we need to do, and with that we can exit from that port configuration. And now what we need to do is we need to as you can see I have done previously. The command is, as you can see on the screen, IPNet inside source static. The static is for static net, and this is the source IP that we want to map with this public address. So that we will going to do same over here. IP. We go into configure. IPNet inside, and if we press the question mark, then it will show the options that are available. So we can consider the using source, and then if you again press the question mark, it will show the that we want to provide a list or we want to give the static mapping. So we are learning the static mapping, so we will go for static. And if I press the question mark again, then it will show me that whether we want to give TCP UDP or inside local IP. So we will make the local IP, which is 10.11.2, and we want to map it with 11.1. So that's the command. And if we now close it and observe the packet, so the packet generated with the outbound IP of source IP of 11.2 and destination IP of 54.2. So clicking on the forward, and now if we look at the inbound, which is 11.2 source IP and the destination IP is 54.2, and you can see the address translation occurs, and it translated 11.2 to 11.1. So that's basically the static net configuration that we have seen. Thank you.